Hey, what's up everybody? This is Angryhippielady, and I totally did not just throw away a recording because I said a cuss word. No, I didn't do that. I'm really trying, guys. I'm really trying to keep this clean. So this is what I'm doing. I have decided to make this into kind of a... I don't know, it's not really a hotel. It's more of just like a place. I guess I'm gonna have villagers or something up here one day. I don't know. I mean, you can buy villagers on this server via whatever we use now. Sponges. We're still using sponges, I think. So yeah, that's what's going on with me. It is July the 4th, at least for me. For you guys, it's July the 5th. Happy Sunday. So yeah, this is my first YouCraft episode after getting home. Kind of like almost my first first recording after getting home. I have recorded a little bit of Neverwinter before this. You could probably hear it there too. I'm just not in the recording mode yet. Yeah, I noticed this after my last time that I was away from recording for a bit. You kind of get out of the swing of things. Last time I was only gone for a week. This time I was gone for 2 weeks. And it's definitely hitting me a whole lot harder this time than it did last time. Last time, though, I was at home for half a week before I started recording again. This time, thankfully, I've gotten, like, right back on the horse. And, started recording immediately. Pretty much. Only took one extra day because, well, supposedly that day Mom was supposed to leave, and so I figured I'd spend some time with them, and we ended up going seeing Jurassic World, and then they didn't leave. Yeah. So now that I've mentioned Jurassic World, I feel like I should talk a bit about it and about what I thought. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers about it because you really want to go see the movie, then you should probably go away. But if you don't care or whatever, then you can stick around and I'll talk a little bit about what I thought about it. I'll try not to spoil too much, but no promises, because sometimes I'll say that and then I'll just get to talking and completely forget about it. So, Jurassic World. I have been hyped about this movie since the first time I heard about it, which was a long time ago at this point, probably. I don't even remember the first time I heard about it, but I remember being super excited from the get-go. I wouldn't even let myself watch the trailer until about 2 months ago, just because I didn't want to get so excited and ruin the movie, but then I saw it, got super excited, and I think I ruined some of the movie experience for myself. Because I went there, I was super, super hyped, like, sitting on the edge of my seat. I probably looked like a little kid wanting to see dinosaurs, and it's like it was the first time I had ever heard of a dinosaur movie or something. And, movie started, I was excited because, you know, I had seen all this in the trailer, and, you know, you got to kind of see a little bit into the family, and so you felt, hopefully you would feel a stronger connection to the kids, which I ended up not feeling a stronger connection to the kids. All I could think about was how I wanted the original kids there, and how they kind of sucked at acting and stuff like that, or maybe the writers sucked, or I don't know, but just didn't feel like they were as strong as the original kids. And let's actually indent this. That sounds like a good idea. Or should we... let's just do this for now and we'll see. I will say that when you first see the pan over of Jurassic World, I teared up a little bit. I will admit that I teared up a little bit. It was, and I told Mom this, I was like, that moment was probably the biggest moment in the whole movie for me. Because I absolutely adore the first one. The first movie was just phenomenal. And I think a lot of people will agree with me on that point, that, you know, it was just... Actually, I kind of wanted something else there. How about we do a little dit and dit. I don't know. Maybe a little thingy wingy right here. I mean, that's something. Can I curve the stairs possibly? No, I don't think I can. I don't think I can curve them to... I can curve that one, but can I curve this one too? No. Huh. Should I do a thingy wingy like this? Oh, no. I mean, is that... I think I'm gonna stick with that. Do that and then that. Okay. But that moment, in my mind, I already thought, okay, I'm gonna love this movie. Because finally, John Hammond's original vision had been, you know, really, it had seen the light of day. And so, I was happy. You know, they probably could have ended the movie there, and I've been happy. I could have walked out of the theater happy right then and there. I already knew that there was gonna be like a super special dinosaur, and I already knew what it was gonna be based on, well, one, based on the previous movies, and, you know, how they focus on one particular kind of dinosaur. So I could kind of already guess what was gonna happen with that, and I was right. I don't know if they ever came out and said it, so I'm not gonna say what kind of dinosaur it was and everything, but I will say that they made a whole new dinosaur. They combined two different kinds, and yeah, super smart, blah blah blah. And so that was interesting. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. And you'll hear that a lot about throughout all of this. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. Because that's just how I felt all throughout the movie. I really felt very neutral. There were some points that I was like, that was really unnecessary. This is kind of dumb. You could have really done this better, either through writing or acting or whatever. I think my problem is I went into that movie expecting like the quality that came from the 1993 one. Is that the original one? I can't remember when it first came out. I mean, if it was 1993, I was a year old. So I don't remember when it came out. It's probably in the theater, though. My parents never really held back. The only time that my parents ever really held back on, you know, me watching movies was Stephen King. But even... I got to that eventually. But anyway. I I was really expecting something up to that standard, and it wasn't. It didn't meet my expectations, and I think that led to a lot of disappointment. Um, the the action scenes were kind of, and I could be that it could be now that I've kind of went over it over and over in my mind, that I've kind of made it worse in my head than it really was. Um, but I feel like it could have been done a whole lot better. And I was talking to a friend who had already seen the movie, and I was like, it was pretty much, I went to the theater to see one big reference of the original movie. No references from the second and third, at least that I picked up on. I've only seen the second and third one once or twice, and I hated them, so it could be that I just missed the references, or didn't want to acknowledge them. But it was pretty much one huge reference towards the original. You even get to see the original park, kind of. It's in the same area, like the park, the Jurassic World is on the same island as the original. So you kind of get the characters stumble upon it at one point or another. And you kind of get to relive the original a little bit. They play some really nostalgic sounding music. The music is pretty much the same from the original movie. There was probably some new music, and I just didn't pay attention to it. I just latched onto what sounded like the original music, and didn't care about the rest. Yeah, that's my general assessment of the movie. The child actors just kind of blew it for me. The main female role, and I don't know if other people are gonna think the same way, but all I could think of whenever I was watching her was I thought of the original girl child actor. It almost felt like it was her playing that character, although it wasn't, but it really, really felt like it was almost a throwback to her. And I don't know if they meant it to be that way, or it just kind of happened, or like I said, maybe it's just me imagining things, wanting that character to be back and just kind of be there, but I don't know. If you've seen it, you can let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know what you thought. Maybe I'm just being harsh because I really... It's my childhood. I've grown up on Jurassic Park and Star Wars and, all those movies. I had older parents, so that was a big deal to them, all these different movies. And they've become a big deal to me because I was raised on them. And so it was just like... It didn't ruin anything for me, I guess, but it didn't fulfill anything, which I was kind of hoping it would. I was really kind of hoping that I would go there and finally feel like John Hammond's dream had been fulfilled, and my dream had been fulfilled, and that I would be completely happy after this. Like, I really had kind of hoped that this would tie up all loose ends for me. And there was a reference from the third one, I believe. Yeah, because the second one is where Goldblum and his girlfriend go back to the island, or go to the island. They never went back to the original island. They went back to the one where the lab was. But in the third one, there was, and if you haven't seen it, well, you're not missing much, so I don't mind giving you spoilers, but if you want to see it, then spoiler alert. In the third one, there's a kid that is going parasailing with, I think it's like his uncle or something like that, and they get caught up in there's something that attacks the boat and that they're attached to, and they end up on the island. I think it's the research island. No, was it the research island? It might have been the original island from the first movie. But they end up on one of the islands, and people have to go in and save them, and blah 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 blah. But what the reference is, what I consider a reference. I don't know if they meant it to be that way or just wanted to throw some drama in there. But the kids' parents in Jurassic World were going to get divorced. And in the third Jurassic Park movie, the kids' parents were divorced, but they ended up getting closer after they had saved their kid and everything, just like what happened in Jurassic World. So that was a big throwback to that. I completely forgot about that. I even said that to Mom. I was like, wow, that was really just... It was, and I felt like it was unnecessary, and I felt like a lot of things that they did in the movie was unnecessary. Although I really did like the going back to the original park and starting up a gas-powered Jeep. You know, Hammond always made such a big deal out of how there were gas-powered Jeeps versus the ones that were on the track, and I'm assuming they were like electric, since he made such a big deal out of the gas power part. So yeah, you know, that I liked, and some people might say that was unnecessary, but it felt more real than the rest of it. Like, maybe that was part of it. It didn't feel real to me. Cause even still, when I watched the first one, it feels real. The dinosaurs, they look better than the other two Jurassic Parks. It's just scarier whenever the T-Rex comes up, or the Velociraptors. And you get this amazement whenever you see the Bronchosaurus, or whatever they call them in that movie. They call them weird names. They're not. I don't know. I don't think they actually use the right names. I can't remember. I'm kind of scared to go back and watch the original now that I've seen this one, because it's like, I don't know. I don't want it to taint my experience with the first one, almost. But yeah, I liked all the references. The references were okay. It's just... It was almost like I was watching something made by a fan. It was almost like watching a fan-made movie. And... it was... Kind of regret spending the money to go to it in theaters. I feel like I should have just waited until it came out and then watched it. But I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. I'm gonna stop rambling because it's just making me overanalyze things. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. If you thought it was just one big reference, or if you thought it was unintentional. Well, of course it wasn't unintentional. Maybe the divorce thing was unintentional reference, but anyway, just let me know. I'd like to hear from you guys. I'd like to know what you guys think, so I know that it's not just me. Or maybe it is. So anyway, thank you all for watching. I'm Angryhippielady, and I will see you in the next episode. Peace out.